The rise of the girl boss.
So, the other day, I was watching an episode of The Mandalorian, and naturally, I was in a deep, deep sleep, dreaming of better days. But I was jolted awake, and to my horror, the episode was still going on. I had tons of questions, like, why is Lizzo in this? And what the hell is Jack Black doing here? And
Yeah.
Doc Brown, they pulled you into this mess?
I am sorry to have disappointed you, my lady.
But what really took the cake was the fact that the show called The Mandalorian, that was supposed to be about Mando, is not about Mando, but instead about Bo-Katan, who, in case you were wondering, is definitely in her girl boss era, and Mando should be ashamed for.
Yeah, Mandalorian season 3 was horrible. Yeah, there are a couple good episodes here and there, but oh my god, it was mostly bad.
Or even attempting to breathe the same air as her.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear the last time. I want to be left alone.
But don't worry, like a good little toxic male slowly learning his place in the garbage section of any narrative, Mando is quickly handing over the storyline and heroics to the superior character, and hanging around in case she needs to rescue someone to maintain her girl boss status.
What happened?
I saved your life.
And she's of course not the only girl boss we've seen recently. Cassie comes to mind thanks to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, but in the movie,
Oh dang, I have not even seen Ant-Man 3 yet.
Cassie, unfortunately, is out-girl bossed by Janet, who is in her grandma boss era. Is she her grandma?
Oh, Grandma Boss, hello.
I don't care. And thanks to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we have so many girl bosses to choose from, with Princess Shuri, Nakia, Okoye, and let's not forget the newest girl boss on the scene, Riri Williams. But I haven't even mentioned 9-year-old Princess Leia.
Oh my god, this scene was so horrible. Bro, when I saw this scene, a little tiny child outrunning 2 adults, I was just like, who greenlit this? What's happening right now?
From the Kenobi series, who easily bests her captors in this amazing chase scene, and Reva, who, say it with me, is a self-taught, powerful warrior. Yes, exactly.
Sick of wasting time.
Which brings me to the girl bosses of all girl bosses, Rey, a character so beloved. Well, look.
Why does she sound like she's being sarcastic the entire time? This has to have a point. I'm too engaged.
Look at that. Looks like Rey will be returning to the big screen to rebuild the Jedi Order.
Oh dang.
Huh. My point with showcasing the army of girl bosses that we've been inundated with lately is simple. I hate this. None of the characters are resonating with audiences, exemplified perfectly by the fast dwindling box office numbers and
Oh my god, let me see. Let me go back. Oh, no.
faster dwindling audiences, exemplified perfectly by the fast dwindling
1.3 billion, 859 million, 622, 473. Oh dang. What was this? Okay, so this is Black Panther 1, Black Panther 2, Ant-Man and Wasp. What was this? Like Ant-Man 2 or 2.5? I don't remember. Versus Quantumania, Ant-Man 3, I guess. Dang, that's like a third. This is like what? Minus 500 million? This is minus what? About 200 million or something? Oh dang. I mean, granted, I don't know how much it takes to make each movie, you know, as long as there's profits in it, you know, then I guess they'll still keep making them, but who knows?
box office numbers and faster dwindling
The SWNN, The Mandalorian, Nielsen viewership ratings lower than season 2. Yeah.
viewership count. And the best place to start in explaining why is talking about the Mary Sue in the room. To explain what a Mary Sue is, I'll have to take you back to a time when I was mini baggage claim. Friendless in a new country I knew little about, with my head constantly buried in the latest Harry Potter book, but in between J.K. Rowling's publishing schedule.
Yeah, so essentially Mary Sues are just typically female characters that are just awesome out of nowhere. And that's just who they are. They were born awesome. And that's their starting point.
I often turn to fanfiction.net for the latest in amateur writing, and inevitably, I would come across a story with a Mary Sue. Here's what 90% of those stories were like. New female character shows up to school, usually in the middle of the welcome feast because she's too cool to follow the rules like the other students. What is she, a Hufflepuff? She has dyed hair and bangs that cover her face, and she wears etnies. Yeah. You guys remember etnies? And that there is basically red flag number 1 of a Mary Sue story. You always get an over-detailed description of their appearance. And red flag number 2, everyone is so enamored by her. Women want to be her, men want to be with her, everyone wants to be her best friend, but she hates everyone because she's edgy like that. And despite not having a day of education in the magic world,
Withstanding a Sith apprentice without any forced training. That happened.
she is incredibly powerful. I mean, Voldemort better watch out because this bitch is about to end his entire career because boy who lived who, more like boy who can suck it. This is a story about Mary Sue, and why is she so powerful and gifted, you might ask? Simple, she's Dumbledore's granddaughter. They're always Dumbledore's granddaughter. And yes, I've sprinkled in some footage from Twilight because Bella is a Mary Sue who is described to look exactly like the author of Twilight. So yes, you are correct.
Was Twilight a self-insert type story? Oh my god, I had no idea. Because like when I was younger or whatever, like my sister watched it and I was just like, in the living room and she's, I'd watch it too or whatever. But I had no idea it was essentially a self-insert. Oh.
That Mary Sues are all about projecting yourself into the universe. And this also explains why Mary Sues are so perfect. Because if you're someone who is self-obsessed enough to put yourself in someone else's story, then it's really unlikely that you're self-aware enough to acknowledge your own flaws and create anything.
But you have no flaws because you're already perfect.
Other than a character whose greatest flaw is that they're almost too perfect. Now, Is this exactly what's happening in Marvel and Star Wars movies? Are the writers projecting
Well, not just that. I would say it's overall just bad writing, period.
really perfect versions of themselves into the stories? I don't know, since I'm not aware of exactly who is writing each character, but the result is the same. We have Mary Sues, and in all instances, we are repeatedly told that they are, in fact, amazing and much better than legacy characters who they're here to unceremoniously replace. And since these strong female characters are perfect projections with not one character flaw in sight, when it comes time to create conflict, the hero's struggle isn't the traditional hero is forced to face up to her own insufficiencies in an effort to overcome her challenges. No, women are perfect, so that's not possible. So the problem, rather than being inside the hero, is always outside in the form of social injustice. So naturally, it follows that the hero is going to be the new favorite archetype, the activist.
I mean, it was kind of hard to see through all that tear gas you fired into the park full of peaceful protesters.
And I know what you're thinking. Baggage claim. How can I impress a girl boss? Should I buy her coffee? Should I get her a mug that says girl bosses forever? Yes, definitely. But you fumbling through your wallet is not a good look. Say hello to Extra, the world's smartest wallet, which coincidentally happens to be this video's sponsor.
This
With
is a good
Extra's
segue.
quick card access design, you can easily retrieve any card with the push of a button. Plus, their RFID blocking technology ensures that your cards are safe from digital theft, giving you peace of mind wherever you go, without a bulky profile. And if, in your efforts to keep up with your new favorite girl boss, you happen to lose your wallet, don't worry, Extra's got you covered, thanks to their Tracker Card add-on, which can help you find it in seconds using your smartphone. Check out their website in the description box.
Bro, if I'm like trying to steal wallets and I like somehow snag this wallet and I know this wallet has that, I'm just tossing that and be like, okay. Oh my god.
Below and make sure to use the code BAGGAGE. They are having a 25% off anniversary sale until April 24th, so what are you waiting for? Upgrade your wallet game today with Extra. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, we're back, and back to the activism of female heroes. The reason the activist and Mary Sue characters line up so well is because of their very simplified outlook. Both character types find it impossible to see their own hands in the issues of the world, but instead as self-righteous saviors that the world has been waiting for to descend down from their throne and help the downtrodden and tell the villains of the world to, come on, stop being such a villain.
Don't be a dick!
It's too late. Look
Bro, I can't believe, like, what was this dude's name? Like, Modak, or I forgot. Like, he was in, like, the only reason I know this character is from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. Modoc or whatever. I can't believe they went with like a human-like face. Even though this is pretty much like what the character is supposed to be. Like, didn't they try to do that with Sonic? They tried to like initially make him more human-like with like the realistic arms and legs, and it just didn't work, and there was so much pushback to like go more in line with like the traditional video game looking Sonic. Why would they think this is like any different? Oh my god. This is so like weird and unnerving.
I'm such a dick.
It's never too late to stop being a dick.
And magically, he stopped. This overly simplified view is very consistent with modern activism, where people think that holding up signs saying "end poverty" will actually help end poverty, and that the reason homelessness is an issue is simply because housing is too expensive because of greedy companies, and couldn't possibly have anything to do with how expensive it is to make affordable housing because of government bureaucracy.
No one can even afford rent right now, unless you're some trust fund asshole.
Activists might be Disney's favorite group of people right now, eager as they are to please them with their overrepresentation. But calling yourself an activist is the easiest thing to do in the world.
Bro, like much the same way I am with games, like I am like that with movies. It's like if a new game comes out, like I'm probably not gonna play it instantaneously on day one. You know, just I wait for the reviews. Is it a good game? Yes, it's okay. It's all right. It's safe to buy. You know, maybe there's some bugs. Maybe it's some sort of live service game where they like, you know, actually patch it or whatever. Is it single player or whatever? You know, then yeah, I'll get it in like a week or so. It's the same way with like movies. You know, seldom, at least nowadays, I don't remember the last movie I saw like in theaters. Like, let me actually try to think. What was it? I remember seeing Mad Max in theaters. Like Mad Max Fury Road. That was awesome. What did I remember seeing? Like, that's like the last one I remember. I haven't really gone to the theaters like a lot for this reason.
Finding flaws in the system and yelling at people about it doesn't take work. What actually takes work is becoming part of the solution, because it requires a person to climb down from their towering soapbox, acknowledge that they don't know everything, reflect on the complexity of human behavior and their own flaws, recognize that rarely is it the case that complex economic and social issues have simple causes like the rich are greedy, and be humble enough to learn from real action takers about possible solutions. But this is what's called being in touch with reality, something that young idealistic activists struggle with. And a proper story that's rooted in reality would endeavor to put them through a character arc that helps them see their own deficiencies. But this would be against the tenets of a Mary Sue style storytelling. So instead, we get further confirmation of the awesomeness of the already awesome girl boss, strong, empowered female hero that is the key to everything. So,
I mean, to me, the girl boss type character is just not interesting. The things that make characters interesting is, you know, relative for like a movie length, is like seeing that character be like absolute dog shit in the beginning, and then in the end there's like some sort of climax or whatever, and then they triumph, you know? It's like you have to be a loser or something before you can be a winner. You can't just start the movie out and you're just awesome, perfect, a winner at everything, and you just triumph over the bad guy at the end. There's nothing interesting about that. I don't want to see that. I'm not going to go to the movie. And that's that. You know? But I am interested in seeing some sort of, you know, story arc. Like some sort of character growth.
So back to the beginning of this video, when I was having a very peaceful nap and dreaming of better times, like a little known show called Firefly, which also happened to have a female character that was the key to everything, River. River is a genius young girl that gets experimented on by the government and turned into a psychic weapon. Sound familiar? No, of course not. No one who saw Ant-Man 2 actually remembers the oh-so-engaging backstory of
Bad lady.
Ava Starr. That was her name? All right.
Ghost.
To put it lightly, River is unstoppable.
Bro, I remember Firefly. That was like the live action version of Cowboy Bebop, if I recall correctly. It was like the best little like one-to-one translation of like TV version of Cowboy Bebop.
Can't look.
No power in the verse can stop me.
Whew. Gives me chills. Despite this declaration, River, unlike our modern girl bosses, is extremely broken, having suffered cruel experimentation as well as mental and physical tampering, all of which has left her unstable and helpless. And there is a deep reality in that. Ability, knowledge, courage, wisdom, they all come at a price. Luke loses his hand when he confronts his father. Tony loses his heart when confronted with his own creations. Harry has to be willing to die in order to defeat Voldemort. Odin lost his eye, as did Nick Fury for the price of wisdom. We all know this to be a deeply true idea that knowledge comes with loss.
Well, at least like physically with all these examples, like have there been any examples in like Marvel or Star Wars where like the female girl boss character is like losing like limbs or anything like this? I don't really remember if there was.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Which is why the reveal of how Fury actually lost his eye is a goddamn abomination.
Yeah. Like a cat scratching it out or whatever, that is like such an L. Like if I was Samuel L. Jackson, I would have been like, bro, you gotta change this. This is not happening. There's no way it happened like that in the comic books. Like, no.
It's like they completely missed the point and played it up for laughs. Of course, it's Marvel. What else can they do? When River is faced with so much destruction, the inevitable deaths of all the people around her who have protected her all this time, including her dying brother, she's finally able to pull herself together.
I hate to leave.
He won't. You take care of me, Simon. You've always taken care of me. My turn.
And boy, is this fight scene cool and satisfying because of everything she has overcome to save the people she loves, when we thought all hope was lost. All comparing heroic tales document this.
And not just that, it's like a fight scene that is shot well, you know? There's not a lot of cuts. It's just good choreography, doing it over and over again.
This journey of transformation from unlimited and unharnessed potential into a hero. But the girl bosses are exempt from such realistic narrative structures. Instead, they come out of the box, spouting knowledge and dropping technology without any character flaws to hold them back, nor any teacher to pull them forward. Cassie creates a powerful telescope into the quantum realm, all by herself.
Your daughter built a subatomic Hubble telescope in a basement.
Reva trained herself. Ray has never needed training and now will succeed.
So like the whole Reva thing with her training herself, there's a lot of like male characters that just train themselves for whatever movie, whatever like thing. And I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad thing, you know, self-train type deal. And then wasn't that like the whole, what was it? Miyamoto Musashi type thing where he was just like a lone swordsman that just trained by himself or whatever. I mean, I don't know the story exactly, but he just cleaved through like hundreds of men or whatever. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, training yourself. It's just the character, like the other things that were wrong with the character is what made it a bad character.
Where Luke Skywalker failed. Riri Williams created a vibranium detector for a school project without even using any vibranium to test it out with to see if it works. Why?
The professor said I'd never be able to do it.
And in case you're wondering, these characters are all written like this because they're not intended to inspire like the heroes of old. No, they're here to tell you that they are so much goddamn better than everyone else. After all, this is the Mary Sue way.
This is the way.
Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you like content like this, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I mean, I like this video. It just essentially just highlights a lot of reasons why like a lot of current movies like in MCU and Star Wars are just not good or whatever. Like, female characters aren't necessarily bad. They are bad because it's a product of the writing. You know, I'm completely fine with having female characters as long as they are written well. You know, they're like a loser in the beginning. And like I said before, then there's like, we get to see them grow, you know? They can't just be like good out of nowhere and have like no character growth. Like, that's not interesting to watch. Like, this, I would probably hold the same stance if it was a male character. If there was like a male character that was just perfect from the beginning and they just like get better, it's like, that's also not interesting to watch. Oh man. But no, I like this video. This was awesome. Yeah, I'll subscribe. I want to see more. That was great. Definitely. Yeah. That's pretty much it. See ya.